You've journaled, visualized, cleared your limiting beliefs, and still there's a part of you wondering, am I doing enough? But here's the truth. Effort doesn't equal obsession. You're allowed to take aligned action from a place of softness, intuition, power. Today, I'll show you how to stay consistent without clinging, how to take action without tightening, how to actually do the work without forgetting who you are. Let's get into the video. So, today we're beginning with the fact that action is sacred when it's aligned, and only when it's aligned with you, with your goals, with your aspirations, with your higher self, essentially. Taking action isn't masculine, but unconscious action is. Obsessive action is. Hustle from fear action is. Those types of taking action do not serve us. They will never serve us in a long-term, holistic way. We can all achieve things short-term through those quick fix hustle solutions, but that, when it's not aligned with your actual goals, with your energy, with your inner strength, all you're going to do is be hit with so much resistance at one point that it all implodes. Let me know in the comments if you've ever felt like that. You're like, okay, I want to go on a weight loss journey. I want to lose this weight fast. I've got this wedding coming up, or I've got this event coming up, and I'm going to try this, and this, and I'm going to do it, and it's going to happen. It's going to be amazing, and we'll go through the logical processes. But the fact is, you may have hit your goal, but what happened after that? You couldn't sustain it. You were left feeling drained. Only a very small part of you was lit up by the transformation, because you were like, oh, okay, this was great. You went to the wedding, you went back to your previous lifestyle, because you were like, you just hadn't made that mindset shift into the fact that you loved the new version of you. And the truth is, you can never make that shift, because the actions you were taking were not aligned with who you truly are. So therefore, everything felt like pushing, hustling, burning you out. And that's something that no one ever talks about. Aligned action is feminine. It's intuitive. It's clear. It's present. It's really soft. It's really simple. It's not actually about doing everything right. It's not about following a strategy. It's about asking, what would my dream body self do right now? And then trusting the whisper and taking that aligned action. Seriously, I've talked about this before. Like, you think that just because you're taking small steps, baby steps even, just because you're making small changes in your life, you think that these are not going to all add up. But they will add up massively. Because what happens is that small step will become your positive gateway drug into the exact reality you're looking to live in and embody, that exact person that you were born to be. So like me, you maybe were stuck at a plateau for a while because you were like, oh, I feel good, I look good, it's all good, but you're still not hitting those ultimate goals you had for yourself. So actually it's about sitting down with yourself and saying to yourself, now, a bit of tough love here, I love you, you want to be your best self. So tell me right now, what things are you currently doing that are not serving you? And are there any other things that you will implement into your lifestyle that really serve you, that you love to do, that are very much in alignment with your personality, your body, your higher self? And there were a few tiny tweaks that I had to make. I won't go into these in depth, but there were a few tiny tweaks that I had to make, such as I wasn't eating breakfast every day. And so the effect of that was when I was eating only 2 meals a day, it's really good and it works when you can keep it up and when you can sustain it. But when you don't, when eventually on the weekend, you're like, oh, I'm so glad I can have breakfast. I'll sit down with my kids and I'll have breakfast today. You'll have the porridge, you'll have the berries, you'll have the almond butter. You will have you will feel so full and feel like that breakfast wasn't aligned for you. It didn't leave you feeling good, and it left you craving more. Nowadays, I do something very different where I'm having a very low calorie breakfast, but it's primarily protein and some berries. So that gives my body a little bit of a jump start in the morning, and it doesn't leave me craving with any cravings. I have my black coffee after that, and I have a super healthy lunch. I wasn't having super healthy lunch before that. Sometimes I was, and I would have soup, and maybe I would have a wrap, or maybe I would have now and again a sandwich. I was never really huge on carbs, but what I was eating wasn't high enough in protein to sustain me for the rest of the day and leave me feeling full. So now I'm having a salad, and I'm having prebiotic. I'll add something like sauerkraut to that. So I'll think things that really are good for the gut. I'll hit my protein really high with that so that I'm feeling really full. Not full like excessive, but I'm feeling really satiated, and I'm feeling like I've got the fuel that I need to move on. So then I don't feel like stopping to have that 400 calorie cereal bar that I used to do every afternoon, thinking that because it had a healthy name that it was going to be good for me. In reality, those 350 odd calories every day times 7, that wasn't serving me, because there was not really any real nutrition in there quantified. So those were the small changes I made. And then another small change I made was that I wasn't snacking at nighttime anymore. If it was the weekend, I'd say, okay, I'll have something, but it wasn't going to be like a huge, it was never a huge dessert before, but it wasn't going to be like a dessert and then, a glass of wine, and then it was going to be, oh, well, because I did that, then now I'm going to have some crisps. No, that was what I used to do. Now it looks very different from that. So those were the little changes. They're not like huge monumental changes, but when you make those changes consistently, you do that every day, that the changes start to add up, the scale starts to go down. And what did I do? What did I implement into my lifestyle to change that? Well, 10,000 steps became non-negotiable. So I made sure that I was using my Fitbit every single day to track whether that was happening. I made sure I was getting in at least one walk every day. And I made sure that I was using the walk pad when my baby was napping, when I would normally be doing things on the MacBook anyway. So it's just about adding in those tiny little things that all add up to make a big difference. Now, they don't make a difference the next day, but they make a huge difference to your mindset, and they also make a huge compound difference over time. So it's trusting yourself to say, right, that's what I need to do. Now, not doing it all at once. Maybe for me, it was I just decided, well, I'm not going to take away a meal. I'm just going to add breakfast. But I'm just going to add a very intentional, very high protein, very low calorie, but something that we'll try this. We'll see how it works. And it worked really well. So, okay, I didn't feel like snacking. So I don't snack now at all, because I have those 3 smaller meals that are very high protein, high quality, not processed really at all. So it sustains me very well. So it's making those small changes and realising how quickly it will snowball into a very healthy lifestyle. And you just don't realise that making that one change can have a profound impact. But it was aligned and it felt good. So I just kept making those changes. And then when I got more inspiration about, okay, well, today you're doing the online shopping order when your baby's sleeping, maybe you could go on the cycle the bike, instead of like going on the treadmill today, have a change, do something different. And again, that was something I enjoyed, and I would implement that into my lifestyle now and again as well. So it's just about taking aligned action and doing things that feel good to you. So I want to remind you that you don't have to earn your results, because you're worthy anyway. So you don't have to earn anything. And this is something that can carry through into our diet and exercise in a big way. So sometimes we believe, and I used to believe this, I can have the body I want only if I push myself hard enough. I used to believe that abs were made in the gym. I used to believe that, do you know what? Abs probably are made in the gym. I used to believe that the dream body was made in the gym, and that's the only place that you were going to do it. And meanwhile, my diet wasn't on point. Meanwhile, my lifestyle wasn't on point. I wasn't probably getting enough sleep. I was probably not balanced at all in other ways. But I was like, oh, well, because I go to the gym, it must work. But something's not working. And that was the pattern that I was always in like a decade ago. But that's what many of us believe, that we're only worthy of actually achieving success if we push, and you kill yourself to get it. No, you're not manifesting your dream body to prove your worth. You're doing it to honor your truth. You don't need to earn it. You just need to align with it. Align with your higher self. This is what you want. This is what you're doing to get there. You're just simply taking the actions that I mentioned in the very first slide there. You're simply taking more aligned actions than you were yesterday. And you're going to just keep going. And you're going to have a tiny bit of resistance because it's not what you're used to. And your subconscious mind wants you to be used to what you're doing. So I want you to comment below and tell me, what's one action that feels aligned for you today? And let me know about it. Because I want to support you in your journey and let you know that it's possible for you. So I want to finish off today just with a daily checklist. And this is the energetic version, okay? This isn't like, oh, do 10 lunges, do 20 squats, walk 10K. No, it's like, forget the rigid to-do lists. Here's what actually matters. And I want you to start the day with this reflection, and I want you to finish the day with this too. Did you choose what supports your body today? And are you choosing that if you're listening to this in the morning? These are your intentions. I choose what supports my body. Secondly, I treat myself with kindness. And not the kindness like, oh, I really feel like I want a snack, so I'm going to eat 2 Easter eggs. No, that's not kindness. There's nothing kind about that. Kindness is, I feel like I need a snack. Did I eat enough protein in my last meal? No, I didn't. So I'm making a mental note of that for tomorrow, and I'm going to include enough proteins or fats into my meal, healthy ones that is, so that my body feels satiated and feels like it can actually focus on what it needs to do rather than snacking all the time. And do I really need to go for the Easter egg? Well, I can have a small amount, but is it going to make me feel like I want more because I'm so hungry right now? Is there another way? Could I choose something else right now that would be a little bit more healthy but still going to satisfy what I'm kind of craving right now? Could I maybe have like a boiled egg or 2? Could I maybe have, I don't know, something a bit more high protein? And then I could maybe have like a nice cup of tea or one of those nice light hot chocolates, something like that to just take the edge off my craving. Did I listen? Again, another affirmation. I listen to my energy. If you're low in energy, like I was feeling yesterday, you're going to have to try your best not to keep pushing yourself. You're going to have to intentionally make yourself take breaks if you're the kind of person who really just keeps going all the time, like me. Breathing more, being in your body more, that's how you're going to raise your energy. Resting if you need to. If you've got things to do, is there a way that you can do them rested? And finally, your last affirmation, I act like the woman I'm becoming. That's what you're going to do today. You're going to affirm that. I act like the woman I'm becoming. You know who you are. So be her. And then at the end of each day, you're simply going to run through that checklist and you're just going to ask yourself those questions and reflect. Did I choose what supports my body? Did I treat myself with kindness? Did I listen to my energy? Did I act like the woman I'm becoming, my higher self? And that's your power. That's your ritual. You don't need more. More will come and some will go in time. You need to honor what matters most. So, my final thoughts for today for you: aligned action is quiet. It's confident. It doesn't scream, I'm doing everything perfectly. I have to do everything perfectly. It moves with trust. You're not chasing results. You're building a relationship with your body, one intuitive yes at a time. And when you do that, when you take the correct approach, your body will transform and it will seem like it happened overnight. And you'll start to be amazed at how quickly this can happen, how good you feel, and how, yes, addicted you become to your new lifestyle. And you won't want to touch many of the things that you did before and behave in a way that you did before with your actions, because you know that they don't serve you and your higher self. So let go of the noise, tap into your knowing, because your dream body responds to your energy, not your effort. Now, before we go today, I'm going to remind you about the Manifestation Power Pack. It is the most incredible bundle. It's going to help you to unlock, to manifest abundance, confidence, and really your dream body, your dream self, your dream life. You can pick that up at mrsmanifestation.com/power. I want to finish today by just asking you to make sure that you're subscribed. Make sure that you have hit the bell icon so you can keep following along with this playlist. But I want you also to comment below. What's one small aligned action that you will be taking today to do the work without obsessing? One small aligned action. Let me know in the comments, affirm it, and I'll see you in the next video.